Welcome back guys in this Unity game development tutorial series. My name is Krushil, the instructor of this course, and let's get started. So today we are going to learn about the conditional statements in C#. So basically there are three types of conditional statements in C#. It includes if else and nested if else. To make this conditional statements work successfully, there are several operators used. So there are basically two types of operator used in it, among which the first one is the logical operator. So what is a logical operator? It actually creates a logic between two things. So there are three types of logical operators, which include and, or, and not. Now now let's take a look on the other type of operators, which is a relational operator. So what are the relational operators? It finds out the relation between the two conditions, two different variables, you can say. For example, so the relational statements, there are operators. So basically there are six type of relational operators, which includes equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, not equal to, and greater than, and less than. So with that said, now let's take a look on what is an AND operator. So AND operator, it is the syntax for writing an AND is to type in double ampersand symbol. And then what is an AND operator? If a condition is true and true, then the value would be true. If it is false and false, then it is false. So basically if both the values are true, then only the answer corresponding to that question would be true. If both the values are false, then it is false. Now in the third example, let's take a look on the third example. It includes true and false. So as I told you earlier, you need to have both the answers true, or else it would give a value as false. So as you can see, one of the value is false, so the value would be, the resulting output would be false. So same goes for the fourth one. Now what is an OR operator? OR operator is basically is another logical operator. So in this, if either of the answer is true, then the resulting output would be true. So if true or true, if true or true is equal to true, false or false is equal to false, because neither of them are true. So therefore the corresponding output would be false. Now if one value is true and the other one is false, as said earlier, any one of the answer would be okay to get an output as a true. Only one answer would be true, then also it would print a true as an output. So as you can see, true or false gives you an answer as false, and the fourth one is the vice versa of the third one. Now what is a not operator? Not operator basically changes the value. Like if you put a not in front of a true, it would convert that true into false, and if you put a not operator in front of false, then it would convert that into true. So guys, now let's create a variable of data type integer, and let's name the variable as I, and let's assign a value to it. So I would like to assign it 8, a value 8, and then put the semicolon at the end. Now instead of boolean condition, what we are going to do is we are going to create a condition. How can we create a boolean condition? It's simple. You just need to use those operators, which were relational operators and the logical operators. So I would create a boolean condition right now using the relational operator, which is equal to. So if I equals 9, then we are going to follow this scope. So if this condition is true, if I is equal to 8, which is not, we have assigned I as a value 8, but if it would be 9, then what we are going to do is we are going to print it's working over the console. We are going to print this statement, it's working over the console. Since it is not true, it is not going to print anything. So if I run this code, as you can see, nothing has been printed over the console. So if you want to get you want its working line printed over the console, you have to just change the variable I to 9, and now if we run this code, its working is going to be printed over the console as an output. So as you can see, its working has been printed over the console as an output. So now let's take a look over this second type of the conditional statement, which is if else. So now I am directly adding the else statement after the if scope. So what an if else does is, if first condition is true, then it is going to it is going to execute those line which is inside that if condition, and if condition is being false for the if statement, then it is going to jump to the else statement, and which is the default for everyone. If I is equal to 9 is not working, then it is going to jump on the scope of the else statement. So all the else conditions are going to be all the statements which are written within the scopes of the else is going to be executed. So if I write here console.writeLine else is working is going to be printed if first condition is being false. But if I run this, it's going to again print the it's working statement, because I is again equal to 9. As you can see in this compiler, I is equal to 9, and the condition is I is equal to 9. It's working is going to be printed, or you can say it is going to be executed. So if I change the value of 9 here to 10, then it's working is not going to print, because the I has is not equal to 9 anymore. So it is going to jump to the else statement, and it is going to execute the statement which are under the else scope. So if we run this program right now, then the else is working is going to be printed over the console as an output. So don't worry. So as you can see, else is working has been printed, and it's working is been you can say we jumped over from that sentence, and we just directly went to the scope of the else because the condition was false. So now we are going to take a look over the nested if else. So what is nested if else? Suppose you want to create a series of if, and at last you want to create an else for the default system. So what you have to do is you just have to print type in the keyword if else space if, and then put on the condition here. Remember, else could not have any condition, because else is the default one. If none of the if statements or the conditions are working, then only else statement is going to get executed. So it doesn't have any kind of conditions. So remember that. So if you want to do a nested if else, what you have to do is type in the word else space if parenthesis, and now you have to add any kind of condition. If is equal to 10, then what it's going to do is it is going to print console.writeLine nested if is working. So as you can see, what would happen right now is with this is first condition it's which says if I is equal 9, it is going to print it's working, or else if it is not equal to 9, then it is going to jump over the second one which says if I is equal 10, then it is going to print nested if is working. So as you can see, since I is equal to 10, and if we run this code right now, then it is going to print nested if is working over the console as an output. So as you can see, nested if is working statement has been printed over the console as an output. So this is it. That's it about the conditional statements, and you can have n number of if else if ladder inside an if else scope, or you can say you can create a very long ladder of if else statements, or you can say a nested if else. So in the next lecture, we are going to take a look over the switch statements.